Okay, what's up? We in the financial aid office with Mel Boyd. Why you gonna make me laugh? And we were just wondering, should African American studies be a history requirement?
Yeah, but African American studies should count as history. Personally, because who's interested in History 103, 104? I took those classes, but I damn near fall asleep when I take those classes. You know what I mean? I be in my class, I be texting away because I'm not understanding this post-colonial period and the pre-colonial period. I want to learn about my people, my heritage. And you tell me if I'm learning about my heritage and my people, I can't count as a general ed requirement, you know? A lot of people find interest in African studies, but you know, with African studies, you're just looking at that continent. You're not looking at after they left the continent of Africa and came over. You know, that's what we are. You can tell us we're African American, but I ain't never been to Africa, so does that make me really an African? Or that just, or that's just my, what's that word called?
Heritage. You like that answer? Heritage.
Yeah, that's just my heritage, there you go. Because I'm truly American, I just got a darker suntan than the rest of them, if you know what I mean.
That's
Next
it?
question. Next.
Oh, that's it? That's an educated answer from an educated black man.
Don't let the dreadlocks earrings fool you. Coming at you live, sitting in you.
Do you think African American studies should be an option to fulfill general ed requirements for history?
Yes, I think so, because African American history isn't really covered in world or Western history.
Have you taken African American studies before?
I haven't.
Why not?
Just I guess I've never thought about it or fitting in my schedule. So.
Okay, if it was offered as a history requirement option, would you take it?
Yeah. I'm tired of learning about
the same old.
The Civil War and the American Revolution. I already know that.
Okay, well, thank you.
Yeah.
Why isn't African American Studies not offered as an option for a Gen Ed history requirement?
None of the intro to anything studies courses on campus count towards the history major. And that's because, as all of them are structured, this is true for Jewish studies, women and gender studies, African studies, African American, they're interdisciplinary rather than history courses. And as such, they can be offered by people in any department and can have radically different focuses. So let's say, for example, just for the sake of argument, Professor Powers taught it this semester. It would probably be largely a history course, and that semester might be perfectly acceptable for history credit. But then the following semester, let's say Professor Francis from English taught it. In all likelihood, it would then have a literary focus and really wouldn't be what we're looking for. So that's one reason. The second reason is, for our new history requirements, we've moved to 115 and 116, and we're requiring that all intro history courses do more than 100 years, which I'm sure African American Studies probably does. Well, I shouldn't say I'm sure, but also that it deals with more than one culture. So it would have to be African American and something Afro-Canadian would be fine, or whatever. But for those two reasons, I don't think the department would buy it. Now, having said that, next, I think, next fall, so fall 2011, you know, we've moved from the old world history sequence and Western sequence to just 115, 116, which is a pre-modern sequence and a pre-modern course and a modern course. Professor Power, and they're all themed, so professors are picking whatever themes they want. And Professor Powers is going to be doing slavery in the Atlantic world. And that will look at, again, more than one culture and more than 100 years. And so it's not that we don't think that African American history has a place in Gen Ed. It absolutely does, but like any other singular history, it would have to be in a comparative mode. So that's really the reason.
I have a question.
Sure.
With a course like world history that covers many different cultures, and say African American Studies, if you propose a curriculum and you focus on a particular group of people, would it then be possible to offer it as a general education option?
By our rules, you gotta be more than one country.
Okay.
So if it were, and here I'm making this up wildly, but if someone were to offer a course in African American, but of course America is more than the US, and therefore would compare the United States experience with Canada or with Cuba or with a country or countries in Latin America, absolutely. But as long as it's restricted to the US, no.
Okay. So there's nothing we could do to possibly make it
Within the constraints of it being a US-centered course, no.
Okay, well, thank you for your time.
Oh, that's it?
Yes.